Hello and welcome to this overview of the new series by Ellie Publishing called Start, Move and Fly. 3 books, 3 levels to prepare students fully for the Cambridge Young Learners exams, Starters, Movers and Flyers. There's a student's book, teacher's book and downloadable audio files, as well as the digital resource, the digital book and the resources that come with that, free with the print book, which has a code in the book that allows you access. We'll look at that later. The course fully prepares the students for the Cambridge Young Learners English exams. The topics and skills practice are relevant and personalised, and there are videos in the course throughout to bring the course to life. The layouts are very structured, and the students become familiar as they go through the course, doing vocabulary and new structures. They have integrated skills, and you can use this course with small or large classes. You can use them with monolingual classes or multilingual, or even from a remote teaching perspective. There are 16 units. Start, Move and Fly have the same layout, but in Start there are only 4 pages per unit, whereas Move and Fly have 6 pages per unit, but every 4 units there is recycling and a full practice test at the back of the book. Let's take a look at the contents pages quickly for the 3 books. You can pause the video and take a look, just to say that there is a revision at the end of every 4 units and resources at the back of the book. Same with Move. Every 4 units there's revision and there are resources at the back of the book. And with Fly we have the same approach here also. You can see there are speaking cards featured throughout to support students in the speaking exam. Looking at some of the skills now, this will just list some of the task types that you'll see throughout the pages, which we'll look at in a moment. You can see them there, and the listing here is designed to get the students to listen for information, specific words and numbers and spelling. And in reading and writing there, you can see the task types. And here we want them to recognize vocabulary and do some reading and writing about a text, and obviously look at the spelling of words. And in the speaking, here are the tasks at play. And we want them to carry out instructions, identify objects, answer questions, and it's all aligned to the different levels of the Cambridge Young Learners exam. Now let's take a look at some of the pages in the different levels. Let's start with Start. And you have here, for example, as always, a visual to get the students to learn new vocabulary and do some tasks related to it, and also in line with the sort of tasks and exercises that the students will have to do in the exam. We have some examples here. The language is always in context. The students have a chance to personalize their learning. There's always practice material to keep the students feeling that they are fully prepared for the exam, with tips along the way.
Hi, I'm Rosie, and he's Mark. We like sports. I play badminton, and he plays tennis. We don't play baseball. Do you like sports? I can run, and he can swim. But we can't go skateboarding. What can you do? Today, we aren't playing sports. We're painting. What are you doing?
Present simple. I run in the park. I don't run in the park. They don't run in the park. Do they run in the park? Yes, they do. No, they don't.
Hello. What was the weather like yesterday? It was hot and sunny here. Lucy and I went for a walk in the countryside. We saw lots of birds and we climbed a tall tree. We were near a lake. Lucy swam in the lake, but I didn't take my swimsuit. Lucy loves swimming. I would like to go again at the weekend. Would you like to come?
Were.
It was cold and snowy yesterday. It wasn't hot and sunny yesterday. Were they at school yesterday? No, they weren't.
There is a full practice test at the end of each of the 3 levels. Here are some pages from Starters and the Movers exam, from Start and Move. And there is a picture dictionary, a word list at the end of the books. This one comes from Start, and the word list is of course aligned totally with the specifications of the Young Learners exams from Cambridge. There are grammar tables at the end of the books to show students as a reference the structures that they're learning in the course. And these speaking cards are in the levels to give you, the teacher, and the students a chance to practice for the speaking test. Some page examples now, again, following a very familiar layout now from Move. So you have the visual, practicing new language, and then soon they're playing games, doing tasks that are related to the Young Learners exams. And you can see that the task types are not just aligned to the exams, but they're short and they're varied and they're colourful. And we want the students to feel that there's pace, that they're not going to get too bored. And here we have another example of the practice test that comes at the end of the book. Let's take a look at the video that helps teachers and the students see what the speaking exam can look like.
Hello, my name's Lisa. What's your name?
My name is Raquel.
How old are you, Raquel?
I'm 10 years old.
Okay, Raquel. Look at these pictures. They look the same, but some things are different. Here a woman is eating ice cream on the beach, but here she is walking on the beach. What other different things can you see?
Here the people are riding bikes, but here there's a car.
Very good.
In the other videos throughout the course where there are characters throughout the different 3 levels. The videos change a little as they get older. So in the first videos, there's speech bubbles, as you saw, and then in the later fly videos, there's a more age-appropriate video where there's text, like subtitles underneath. More speaking cards here as examples. And finally, let's look at some of the pages from Fly, and you'll see, again, a very familiar format. The students will feel very safe knowing that there's always this progression from vocab and structures through to meaningful practice. Very colourful, and of course you can use this as a standalone primary course. Again, there's a practice unit at the end of the book. And in the teacher's book, this one is taken from Start, but the same idea of support is given to you. Full lesson plan, preparation advice. It's always clear what the aims and objectives are in the lessons, step-by-step approach to all of the exercises, answer keys. Working with sounds and pronunciation is also highlighted in the teacher's book, with photocopyable activities and extra activities to differentiate the class or give them more practice. And of course, tips on how to help the students prepare for the exam. Let's take a look at some quick page examples that show you that the teacher's book is actually very colourful, which is always a good thing, much more attractive than many teachers' books that you see. Full advice, lots and lots of support for each part of every page and every exercise and every text, including, as I said, tips on helping the students with the exam and to understand what's in the exam, and very, very clearly setting out what the expectations are, so that if you're new to teaching the exam, the teacher's book also gives you a guide on all the different parts that are being tested, and of course lots of extra ideas and activities and games to play that you wouldn't see in the student's book, but you can find in the teacher's book. There's some useful tips on teaching online, ever more important now that we work on a blended approach if necessary, a hybrid approach, and working online with the course. And with the digital book, this is absolutely possible. Here you can see very thorough ideas on lesson planning, which is always a good thing about teachers' books that are this thorough. They actually not just help you in this particular course, but they can train us as teachers to re-examine how we plan our time, how we work out what the pace of the syllabus could be and what each lesson needs to be doing to meet the criteria for, in this case, exam preparation. A unique code is in the print version of every book, and this is activated at the website that you see down there, the LE Digital Hub. For all 3 levels are available, and there's also different resources that you wouldn't normally see. You can assign a practice test. There are resources such as the phonemic chart, and there's also a game which you can go to called It's Your Turn, for reading, writing and listening to make it more interactive and to provide a gamification element. So a really useful resource that comes with the digital version. And there are readers too. Each book, Start, Move and Fly, has its own digital reader. You have the Ant and the Grasshopper in Start. Move, you have the Gingerbread Man, and then in Fly you will have a digital version of Hansel and Gretel. Ellie Link is a wonderful app that you download for your smartphone, and when you point the camera at the pages, it will bring up the audio files that you can play on your phone. For further information, you can go to ellieonline.com and read about everything that's in the courses, and also look at sample units for all 3 levels. You can browse through some sample units there, and also online at the website you can download extra resources for the course. That's Start, Move and Fly from Ellie Publishing for 7 to 12 years, full preparation for the Cambridge Young Learners English exams. For more information, go to ellieonline.com.